Knights and Bikes is a release that took me by surprise, due to the lack of publicity surrounding it. With the game being developed by some former Media Molecule staff as the newly formed Foam Sword and published by Double Fine, my expectations were high. It's a title that's surprisingly inspired by Secret of Mana and the Goonies in terms of mechanics and themes respectively. Along with a focus on co-op, Knights and Bikes is the perfect type of game to play with a good friend. Sadly for me, I played the game solo, but managed to get by just fine. At its core, the narrative of Knights and Bikes is a coming-of-age story with a heavy focus on friendship. The two protagonists, Nessa and Demelza, are on a journey that often blurs the line between reality and imagination. Things start off pretty normally, but then quickly get strange when an evil curse is unleashed on Penfurzy Island. Thematically, the story skillfully juxtaposes the joy and innocence of youth with the harsh realities of adulthood, while also coming off as lighthearted and quirky most of the time with the duo's colorful dialogue. Oftentimes, the game spends time unraveling Nessa and Demelza's concerns and issues. The characters have personal problems that they have trouble overcoming alone. However, there's plenty of fun and comedic dialogue that brightens up the experience, and unifies the two characters as they work out their differences. Unfortunately, the rest of the cast was mostly forgettable, besides a handful of characters, especially the Supreme Goose, Captain Honkers. Beyond the story, the developers did a fine job integrating cooperation and playful competition into the mechanics. With regard to the gameplay, Knights and Bikes throws in low stakes, friendly contests alongside synergy-based combat and cooperative puzzle solving. The game feels like it was meant for two players, but a single player can easily get by with the AI partner at their side. However, an issue with a single player run is that there's simply no reason to be invested when playing against the computer in those friendly competitions. The outcomes hardly change no matter who wins, and the player can swap characters on the fly to rig the results in their favor. Nessa and Demelza get separate weapons that work well together for defeating enemies, as well as solving the occasional puzzle. Without a doubt, Knights and Bikes is a title best played with a partner, as the design of the entire game seems to revolve around cooperation. In terms of length, the adventure took around 9 hours to finish. For the most part, it was consistently interesting seeing the duo work together as the story slowly unraveled. The game gave out weapons in an even pace, which worked out well when it came down to introducing new mechanics to the level design. Along with the weapons, the game has upgradable bikes that make traveling easier, but even by the end, controlling the bike still felt somewhat like a chore. Even running felt somewhat tedious and annoying, as it requires the player to hold down the run button, resulting in the player character yelling in a particularly annoying manner while dashing somewhat slowly. Knights and Bikes is a unique and genuine experience that was engaging from beginning to end. It's a great example of a high-quality co-op game. Thematically and mechanically, the game succeeds in highlighting cooperation. Foam Sword successfully delivers a great title that manages to be both fun and artistically inventive. Knights and Bikes is highly recommended for those looking for a captivating cooperative campaign to play with a friend. Thanks for watching the review. The original review was written for DarkStation, and I was provided a review copy. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like the video and consider subscribing to my channel. If you want more, here are some of my other videos. See you all next time, when I break down the science behind why you shouldn't trust Amazon reviews.